Two legendary warriors from worlds apart, one cloaked in shadow, the other forged in fury.
The ninjas have developed a series of tactics that are almost universal and they haven't really evolved or changed much.
When a ninja meets a Viking, who walks away? Let's find out. Welcome to an epic and extraordinary face-off between two of history's most iconic warriors. In one corner, the ninja, a master of espionage and silent assassination, trained in the art of disappearing like a phantom. Ninjas are renowned for their stealth, speed, and cunning tactics, striking from the shadows with an arsenal of secret weapons.
The ninja were very much the unconventional warfare experts, which any army needs.
Armed with everything from throwing stars to blades, the ninja's greatest weapon is the element of surprise. They move silently and swiftly, turning the environment to their advantage and outsmarting opponents at every turn. Picture our ninja's origin story. Perhaps he was once a farmer's son in a war-torn province of feudal Japan, a chaotic era when powerful lords relied on covert agents to do their bidding. Taken in by a secret clan as a child, he spent years honing the arts of invisibility and deception instead of enjoying a normal childhood. Feudal Japan's endless conflicts gave rise to real shinobi, ninja mercenaries trained for espionage and sabotage. Maybe our young ninja trained in the mountainous Iga region, famous for producing legendary shadow warriors, learning to blend with the night and move like a ghost. By the time he steps into this clearing, he's become a phantom forged by hardship, ready to uphold his clan's code in the ultimate test. And in the opposite corner, the Viking, a fearsome Norse warrior brimming with brute strength and battle fury.
This is Dark Age warfare at the most brutal. Axe, sword, shield, spear.
Vikings were legendary for their ferocity, known to charge into battle with wild berserker rage that made them seem unstoppable. Clad in rugged armor of leather or chainmail and bearing massive axes, swords, and sturdy shields, the Viking relies on raw power and sheer toughness. These seafaring conquerors didn't earn their fierce reputation for nothing. With mighty swings and thunderous battle cries, a Viking can split shields and send foes flying. It's shadowy agility versus overwhelming force, an unlikely duel that highlights the unique skills and strengths of both warriors. Let's set the stage for this thrilling encounter. Now imagine our Viking's saga. He was likely raised in a snow-dusted Scandinavian village, hearing the tales of Odin, Thor, and epic battles. From a young age, he trained with sword and axe, dreaming of glory. By the late 8th century, warriors like him were setting sail from Scandinavia to raid and explore across Europe. Perhaps he earned his first scar during a lightning raid on a coastal monastery in Northumbria in 793, a strike so infamous it marked the beginning of the Viking Age. With each battle, his legend grew. He's braved stormy seas in a dragon-headed longship, stood shoulder to shoulder with fellow raiders against armies, and chased treasure and honor in every corner of the known world. Now, armed with that lifetime of war and a heart set on valor, our Viking steps into battle ready to carve his own saga into history. Before our warriors clash, let's have a bit of fun. We want you to get in on the action. Who are you rooting for in this duel of legends? Do you admire the ninja's sleight of hand and stealth? The ability to vanish in a puff of smoke and reappear behind an enemy? Or are you more impressed by the Vikings' in-your-face power? The gutsy roar and one swing of that axe that could cleave a tree in two? Let us know in the comments which warrior's traits you love more. Imagine the ninja's lightning-fast, parkour-like moves versus the Viking's bone-rattling war cry that can make the ground tremble. Perhaps you value the ninja's clever tricks, or maybe you can't resist the Viking's larger-than-life bravado. Tell us below, what's your favorite thing about ninjas or Vikings? While you're at it, take a wild guess. Who do you think will win this fight? Drop a hashtag Team Ninja or Team Viking in the comments, and let's see which side is louder. This is a judgment-free zone. Whether you're all about the katana or crazy for the battle axe, we want to hear from you. Now grab your popcorn and get ready, because the battle is about to begin. The forest is quiet, until a Viking warrior crashes through the morning fog, heavy boots crunching on wet leaves. He's a towering figure, shield in one hand and a giant axe in the other, eyes scanning for any threat. On the opposite side of the clearing, a slight rustle in the branches reveals our ninja, perched silently atop a tree branch, face hidden behind a black hood. The Viking squints through the dim light, sensing he's not alone. He lets out a low growl, tightening his grip on the axe. The showdown is set. Suddenly, whoosh, a shuriken, the ninja throwing star, whistles through the air toward the Viking. The Viking's reflexes kick in. He raises his wooden shield just in time with a loud thunk as the star strikes the wood. He snarls, spotting a flicker of movement at the forest's edge. With a guttural shout, the Viking charges toward the shadowy figure. But the ninja is already gone from that spot. In the blink of an eye, he's darted to another tree, silent as a shadow. The Viking's breath hisses in frustration, his eyes wild as he tries to track an enemy who vanishes and reappears like a ghost. The ninja knows a head-on clash is too risky. He circles the Viking at a distance, using thick tree trunks as cover. Swish! Another projectile flies, this time a poison-tipped dart from the ninja's blowgun. It streaks toward the Viking's neck. Clang! The Viking's chainmail collar and a quick turn save him at the last second, the dart deflecting off metal rings. Realizing the ninja is attacking from range, the Viking decides it's time to bring the fight close. With a ferocious roar, the Viking throws his heavy axe end over end into the underbrush where the dart came from. A tree splits from the impact, but the ninja is too quick. He's already somersaulted out of hiding before the axe hits home. Now the ninja strikes in return. Leaping from the shadows with his short sword drawn, he aims a slicing blow at the Viking's flank. The Viking, momentarily weaponless after throwing his axe, just barely blocks the sword with his shield, the wood splintering under the ninja's precise strike. They lock eyes for the first time, the Viking towering and broad-shouldered, the ninja low in a battle stance, poised like a coiled viper. With a roar, the Viking bashes forward with his shield, trying to crush the nimble foe against a tree. The ninja darts away in a blur, the shield whooshing past his shoulder by mere inches. The fight intensifies into a whirlwind of contrasting styles, brute force swings versus agile evasion, each testing the other's limits. The clearing erupts with action. The ninja is constantly on the move, 1 second rolling under a wild swing of the Viking's fist, the next springing onto a boulder to gain higher ground. He flings a handful of caltrops, spiky metal jacks, under the Viking's feet to slow him down. The Viking barely notices, stomping forward with heavy boots that crunch the caltrops flat, seemingly unfazed. Growling, the Viking draws a short sword from his belt as a backup weapon and slashes furiously at the darting silhouette. He's swinging with such force that when he misses, his blade chops into a tree trunk, sending chips of bark flying. The Viking's sword lodges in the wood for a split second. Sensing an opening, the ninja lunges in, hoping to strike while the Viking's weapon is stuck. But with a thunderous heave, the Viking wrenches his blade free, splintering the trunk with raw strength and nearly catching the ninja off guard. The ninja backflips away as the massive sword cleaves the space where he stood, dodging both steel and a spray of splinters. It's clear this Viking won't be taken down by opportunistic strikes alone. Time to change tactics. In a flash, the ninja drops a small sphere and crack. A smoke bomb erupts at his feet. Poof! A cloud of thick gray smoke swallows both fighters. The Viking coughs and waves his shield in front of his face, blinded for a heartbeat, and that's all the ninja needs. In the smoky confusion, the ninja silently slides behind the Viking and delivers a sharp strike to the back of his knee. The Viking drops to one knee with a grunt, pain flashing across his face. But this battle is far from over. With a snarl of pure fury, the Viking channels a near-mythic state of rage. He rises despite the pain, face reddening and muscles bulging. It's as if that setback only fueled his anger. The Viking lets out a thunderous roar, a sound so powerful it echoes through the trees. It's reminiscent of the legendary berserkers, those Norse warriors who fought in trance-like fury and felt no pain. Even the ninja feels a chill at this raw display of battle spirit. In a frenzy, the Viking hurls his shield like a giant discus straight into the fading smoke. The heavy oak shield whirls across the clearing and crack. It grazes the ninja's shoulder, knocking the nimble fighter off balance for the first time. Seizing the moment, the Viking barrels through the dissipating smoke and slams his shoulder into the ninja, finally landing a direct hit and sending the ninja tumbling backwards through the air. The ninja hits the ground hard and rolls to a stop, stunned by the impact. Now the tide is turning. The Viking has closed the distance, and the ninja is down, dazed for a precious second. With a fearsome grin, the Viking raises his short sword high, determined to finish this once and for all. He swings down with all his might, crack! But at the last possible instant, the ninja twists away, and the blade smashes into the dirt, scattering leaves and earth. The ninja narrowly escapes what would have been a devastating final blow. Both warriors scramble back to their feet, breathing hard. This battle has been a storm of steel and strategy, strength and agility, and neither is ready to give in. They pause for just a heartbeat, circling one another cautiously now. Each bears the marks of this duel. The Viking's leg bleeds from a quick slash, and one of the ninja's sleeves is torn, a dark bruise forming where the shield struck, yet their eyes are locked with mutual respect and unbreakable will. The Viking draws a throwing axe from his belt and twirls it once, and the ninja twirls a kunai dagger in response. Final weapons ready. Dawn has now given way to early morning light filtering through the trees, illuminating two battered but unbowed warriors. The ultimate moment of truth is near. Wow, what a battle so far. Let's catch our breath and relive a few epic highlights from this incredible duel. Highlight real time. First off, how about that stealthy ambush at the very beginning? The ninja's shuriken toss was lightning quick. Blink and you'd miss it. And if not for the Viking's trusty shield, that could have been game over right at the start. The fact that the Viking blocked a deadly star flung from the shadows, possibly even poison-coated for extra kick, shows how quick reflexes and good gear can save your skin. And who could forget when the ninja popped that smoke bomb? 1 second, everything was clear, and the next, our Viking was coughing in a thick cloud, confused and vulnerable. That sneaky trick gave the ninja a perfect opening to land a hit, a classic ninja move, straight out of a movie. It was a brilliant example of brains over brawn, using the environment and tools to outwit a stronger foe. Then there was the Viking's turn to shine with pure power. When he flew into that berserker fury, did you feel the intensity through the screen? He went from the hunted to the hunter in an instant, hurling his shield and charging like a man possessed. That moment where he nearly flattened the ninja with the shield toss and shoulder slam was downright spine-chilling. I half expected that shield to ricochet back like Captain America's. But nope, this isn't a superhero flick, and that shield was all smash and no return. That highlight showed off the Vikings' resilience and never-say-die attitude. Even after taking some serious hits, he turned pain into power and refused to stay down. Truly an against-all-odds comeback that had us on the edge of our seats. This battle has delivered non-stop surprises. Agile flips, clever traps, powerhouse strikes, you name it. Both warriors pulled out their best moves, giving us a showdown to remember. And it's not over yet. With both ninja and Viking still barely standing, the final moment is still to come. Anything can happen. By the way, which moment has been your favorite so far? Let us know. Back in the moonlit clearing, the two combatants prepare for their final confrontation. They stand a few paces apart within the trampled grass and fallen leaves, silhouettes illuminated by the silvery glow of the moon now high in the sky. For a long moment, neither moves. This is the calm before the last storm. Accustomed to the shadows, the ninja now faces an open, head-on duel with a hulking foe who simply won't quit. Steel is heavy in the ninja's hand, his breathing ragged in his lungs. Across from him, the Viking's chest heaves, yet he stands tall. His one eye is swollen half shut, but with his one good eye he is fixed on the agile warrior. In that tense silence, the ninja suddenly sees the Viking's true strength. Not just raw muscle, but an indomitable heart behind it. In a gesture as astonishing as any attack, the ninja slowly lowers his sword. With a slight bow, he acknowledges his rival's valor. For a heartbeat, the Viking is surprised, but he understands. He responds in kind, planting his axe in the soil and giving a slow nod of respect. They remain still beneath the moon, surrounded by broken weapons and the footprints of their struggle. Blood drips from a cut on the Viking's side. A streak of blood runs down from a gash above the ninja's brow. These wounds are badges of honor and mutual respect, proof that each pushed the other to the brink and neither faltered. At last, the Viking slings his axe across his back and limps toward the dark tree line. He pauses once, turns back, and raises a rough salute, a final sign of warrior's respect, then vanishes into the dim forest from which he came. The ninja watches him go, then sinks to one knee, catching his breath in the silent clearing. No clear victory today, only a hard-fought draw born of shared skill and spirit. In the hush, the ninja retrieves a fallen shuriken from the ground and contemplates the night's events. Two warriors walked away alive, each forever changed by crossing paths. In the end, this showdown was more than just a flashy fantasy battle. It was a clash of cultures and philosophies. Stealth versus strength, finesse versus force, and it taught us something deeper. The ninja's edge was in his strategy. Trained for sabotage and deception rather than open warfare, he showed how intelligence, precision, and a bit of trickery can level the playing field against a physically stronger foe. Meanwhile, the Viking answered with raw power and fearless spirit. Raised in a society that worshipped courage, he fought on even while wounded, his berserker rage nearly overwhelming the ninja more than once. So what does their draw teach us? It proves that no fighting style is absolutely better than another. Context, terrain, timing, and mindset can flip the script in any fight. Had they met under a blazing noonday sun or in a midnight ambush, the outcome might have swung either way. Stealth can stalemate strength, and strength can endure stealth. On this night in neutral ground, each warrior embodied the very best of his heritage, earning not just a draw, but also our admiration. Both walked away having won our respect and left us in awe of what we'd just witnessed. If you enjoyed this epic ninja versus Viking battle, slice that like button like a ninja's blade and smash the subscribe. Like a Viking's hammer, join our community for more legendary showdowns. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Did the right warrior win? Or how would you have written the ending? Share your take in the comments. And if you're hungry for more epic battles, be sure to check out our next video. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay epic and extraordinary.